So I watched this with my friend. We've been watching the old Universal monsters. We've watched Wolfman, Dracula, and Invisible Man. I watched Frankenstein by myself months ago before I had this DVD collection, and that is what I watched it on. It was a six-pack DVD collection, not the pretty infamous thing that's like 30 plus movies. I did not get that because I wanted to get that, but when I went in the store, uh, I found this and I just got it. You know, it's cheaper and it has most of the movies I wanted. Maybe I'll get the bigger collection one day. So obviously there was a remake that came out 5 years ago, and I did review that. I think it was one of my first reviews, not my first ever, but it was probably at least one of my first 10 reviews, and I'm up in like the 700s now. Um, it's pretty good. It's way different than the remake though. The remake was darker. The Invisible Man is a piece of shit in this movie, yeah, but in the remake, he's not fun to watch as a piece of shit. Like he's a despicable villain. In this, he's kind of goofy. He's fun. He steals an old guy's hat and throws it in the river. He pushes a baby carriage. He steals a bike. Gets pissed when he crashes it, and just throws it at people. He smacks people with a broom. He sneaks past this guy while invisible and goes out of his way to push a clock down. Like he could have just left through the door, but he decides to go backwards and go push a clock down. This dude's an asshole. Uh, he's fucking awesome. There's only one thing that did not age well, and that is the fact that they use a slur. They use a slur. They use the e slur. Um, and it was clearly in a way that I'm pretty sure they didn't realize it was a slur, or just didn't care. Because there's a scene where he's cold and he uses the e slur, which is used against the Unet. I will not be really comparing it to the remake since, I rented it on Redbox like 5 years ago. Probably haven't watched it since then. Um, but I did really enjoy that movie. So this movie, it's pretty good. It follows, obviously this invisible guy, and he's played by Claude Rains. In his first ever movie, he had done theater stuff before, but that's like a completely different thing. I can't believe that he did such a good job in his first ever movie role. And I'm surprised that they chose him for it, being, his first ever movie role. He does an amazing job. He's just a delight to watch. Besides one scene that I didn't care for, but it's not like an it aged badly thing. It's more that's what they chose for the character thing. And that is the fact that the Invisible Man decides to list some things he wants to do, and he says rape. He goes, I'm gonna go on a spree. I'm gonna rob and rape and kill. And I was like, no. That's a bit weird. I had to pause it for a minute. Me and my friend were watching it together, and I was really surprised he said that. Um, Nonetheless, I still really enjoyed his character, and thankfully, he doesn't rape anybody on screen, or there is no mentions of it either. So maybe it's just the dude trying to scare the cop. Weird thing to scare him with, though. He's got this really fun scene where he talks about how he's just gonna do a few small things, a little murders here and there. He's a lot of fun to watch. Um, I liked all the kills in the movie. He could have just escaped easily. He went to go get his books, but the man decides to kill a cop. Which, of course, this is finally what decides, people to go after him. I don't think they intentionally did it, but they definitely have some, criticism of cops here. With, the fact that they don't really do anything about this guy until a cop is killed. Like, the bartender gets injured, other people got injured, people lost their property or got their property damaged, but then a cop dies and everybody's on his ass. And it's a really funny scene. Like, he gets really pissed at this guy, and he throws ink in his face, knocks him down, and he starts repeating, a hoax, a hoax, a hoax. And the third one, he fucking, like, growls it. Like, the dude was pissed. And he kills the cop in that scene. It didn't really look like he killed him. Looked more like a knockout, but it's an older movie. I can let it slide personally. I thought it was a decent enough kill, and I believe it's like the first kill of the movie. Um, I liked it. He's got another one where he pushes some people off a fucking cliff that looks awesome, and he tells the other guy to join him before he pushes him off the cliff too. There's of course the iconic train kill, but personally, I liked him killing Kemp more. Him killing Kemp by pushing a car down the thing, it just looked better. The train kill was really cool and it looked good, but I thought the car kill looked cooler. That's just my opinion. My friend agreed too. He liked the car kill. It was really good. Like the fucking car gets set on fire and shit. Um, Kim's a fucking creep. He puts his arms around Claude's wife, Jack Griffin's wife. I'm calling him the actor's name. He puts his arms around Jack Griffin's wife and he's like, "Oh, I gotta confess to you. I gotta confess to you. I gotta confess my love to you." And it's fucking weird. What a creep. Um, so, I could give a fuck if he got killed. He's also got a picture of Jack Griffin's wife in his house. The dude's a weirdo. He actually doesn't die in the book, apparently. It's what they said in the interviews. Since I had this on disc, they had a The Invisible Man revealed interview. Pretty fucking cool. I love this movie. I love Dracula, and I love this movie. I love Frankenstein. So far, the only one I haven't liked is The Wolfman, because it aged badly and just wasn't very fun. Um, and the kills sucked. Like I let it slide with Dracula because the kills they still had a bit of an impact on me anyway. Like them getting bit and shit. Even though they didn't really show it, but I didn't really have an impact with the Wolfman movie. Um, this movie was a lot of fun. Um, I didn't notice the strings, though. I did notice them in Mortal Kombat. They're very obvious in Mortal Kombat. Um, so he's just a lot of fun. If you haven't watched this movie, I'd I'd honestly recommend it because it's a lot of fun. It's only an hour and 10 minutes. It's free on YouTube with ads, though I watched it on DVD. Yeah, it's a fun movie.